Welcome everyone back to the Europa Games Orlando 10K. Myself, Lando, going to be guiding you guys through the action of our next and final series of the night. We've got Projekt Evil going up against Cutting Edge in what should be a fantastic best-of-3 series. We've seen some pretty interesting matches up to this point so far throughout the tournament. But it's now time to take a look at our bracket. How has things been lining up? How have things kind of broken down up to this point? We'll have to take a look and see how things are currently going. You can obviously see right now we're at the bottom of winners round 3. We've got Projekt Evil, of course, going up against Cutting Edge. Winner of this game facing off against Rogue. Very talented squad. A lot of very well-known players on that team as well. And definitely one of the teams who a lot of people think could definitely take away that first place prize. Well, we'll see obviously how that does fare off. Of course, we've got some teams still finding their way through the losers bracket, still on some side stations. So if you are a fan of some squads, make sure to try and see and check the bracket in case they're still fighting down through that losers bracket. Well, now that those things have obviously been lined up, it's time to take a look here at the rig draft. How are things lining out for either squad between Projekt Evil and Cutting Edge? We obviously got the witness Projekt Evil in our last series, actually take down After Dark in a 2-1 fashion, closed out that final uplink over on Frost. That's obviously propelled them to the position that they're at now. Instead of Cutting Edge, though, they've definitely had a jam-packed day so far. They've faced off against Decide Esports and has also beaten the Big Army as well. So they've obviously faced off against some massive opponents up to this point, no pun intended. And we'll obviously have to fare off here in their third game. Winners round 3. How do things start to line out? Is the question to be asking. Who will face off against Rogue tomorrow? A lot of things residing on this game. So, without further ado, it's time to take a look at the arsenal for either side. Quite a few K-bars. Wouldn't surprise me if we start to see some E-Rad play here as well. It's the first time seeing Scorch throughout the weekend, and I'm excited. It's time to get things all nice and warmed up. A lot of early gunfights. That's what we're going to see over inside a bridge. Early snaking opportunities here from Tempo. He was a major slayer in the last hardpoint that we actually saw them play in their last series. But Durpin finds 3 here off the start. He'll quickly fall, but regardless, he just absolutely runs through the base of Cutting Edge, and they cannot keep up with that. 14 unresponded points, and Hugs continuing to go on some sprees. That snaking through middle is definitely going to be a little bit of an issue, but Fraggy is able to at least find 2, trying to maybe settle the bleeding in some cases. Finds another one there through mid. That's a big gunfight one, but he will be traded quickly. Hearing some screams from some of the Projekt Evil players, I believe, as that rotation getting ready to come in here. It's going to be very, very important. Fraggy will find one on Tempo, but in the end, looks at the rotation getting ready to come in. Fraggy will be getting the final few scrap seconds. Rotation into Turbine. Very, very important hill. Much unlike actually Throwback. This is the hill that you want to control. If you hold down Turbine, a lot of the times that could be the team who wins a major portion of the game. Riku doing some work, fragging in response here. 2 more players in front of him, can't find either. Ghost is there, and Tempo finds 3 kills, 3 massive kills. It's not normal that you break from that particular angle, but Tempo proving us wrong yet again, as Projekt Evil have broken open this hill and are currently locking this one down. Cutting Edge have to go back to the blueprint. They're trying to get things back into fashion as Lisp and Durpin start to go to work. Tempo drops. Hugs is still up now, as he'll find 2 in response. That's a big 2-piece coming in there from him, as Projekt Evil will be able to maintain that push coming in from Cutting Edges. CE will now have to go on the rotation over toward Hangar, and Durpin finds another. A lot of sprees for the Projekt Evil crew as they have looked good here off the start. Riku currently sitting at 1-5, not the best game from him up to this point. Karim currently sitting at 2-5. Make that 3-5 as they'll find that one towards the back. Now Karim is in a very, very important situation right now. Needs to try and hold these spawns for his teammates over in Hangar, but he realizes that if his teammate loses this particular gunfight, then he's in an awkward spot. He needs to win this gunfight. Can he win it? He's able to do it for now. Riku ends up falling off the map. And Karim will drop. So just like that, Projekt Evil will say, give us the spawns. We'll rush you all day long. As they're now going to get closer to that 100-point mark. Most likely going to pass that one very, very shortly. Cutting Edge have been getting broken left and right. They're going to be setting up for this next hill. And desperately, they obviously have to do that. Fraggy watching from a very popular angle. Most likely going to at least get a 1-gun engagement here. And that one's going to be lost. Fraggy drops Hugs. getting loud about that one. 9-4 for him. List is 3-6, 3-7, but his team is still dominating. Thankfully, their Ghost is there for one. Tempo watching an observation, finds him. Turn around. Cutting Edge. Starting to pile on a few seconds. This is exactly what they need to do. You see that trophy system being a major factor. Fraggy being the main objective guy, but unfortunately, trophies don't stop Scarabs. And Riku is still here. Shots coming in. Needs to try to win this gunfight. This is big for Cutting Edge. They need to win this one. They will for now. And so the pressure will be ended for at least a few moments. Cutting Edge has got to rush forward, but Ghost is there. He ends up dropping. Projekt Evil are watching every single point. Despite some good moments here from Cutting Edge, it's just really been the Projekt Evil show up to this point. They have just been watching every angle, despite the rotation, despite whatever setup the Cutting Edge is having. Projekt Evil just know when to push. And they're having some fantastic moments here for the most part. As the new hardpoint will begin, our first set of rotations are done and dusted. 134 to 50. The boys from Cutting Edge need to really kind of present a strategy up to this point. I mean, we've been seeing some pretty scrappy gameplay here and there. Just whoever's around the hill kind of gets in it. They really need to kind of designate someone toward that particular role. And Riku's just definitely not having a game that he'd like to replicate ever again. 4-12. Triple negative. Durban's obviously resonating off of such. But I talked about that rotation over toward Turbine is absolutely huge. If Cutting Edge expect to get back into this one, they have got to get on the rotation. That's exactly what they're doing. And I wouldn't even mind if that player inside of the hill just backed off of that one and tried to rush forward, but Fraggy is going to have to stay there for now because all of his teammates drop. The three-man push is going to be ended quick. And now Projekt Evil, with a massive lead, are now going to be in control of the most important hill in the entire map. Could easily get to that 200-point mark in just this one hill. Is Fraggy able to find that entry kill there over on Tempo? Hugs is there. Nice angle here from Durpin as two go down. Riku, excuse me, waiting toward that back. He has no teammate support, and he's quickly shut down. Projekt Evil holding every angle they need to. Callouts coming in, realizing one player is just going to be off in that corner. Shots coming in. Nice play there from Ghost to be able to find that one. Waiting for his teammate support. Here comes the push. Can they make it happen? Tempo and Durpin are both there. Both of them fallen. Just like that, the potential play from Cutting Edge, a 2 versus 3 gunfight that they should have won. Is now going to be foiled. Riku needs to back up. He drops. And now just like that, Projekt Evil realized that we have the scrap time, and we're already on the rotation. Ghost, a much-needed kill on Durpin. The boys from Cutting Edge, they've got to hold it down in Hangar if they expect to even get close to trying to take down Projekt Evil in this game. Map number 1. Ghost falls from behind. Unfortunate timing. Communication not on point right now. Fraggy will drop. Ghost and Krim not going to be near each other. Krim entering from below, needs to wait for his teammates for this push. Unfortunately, he drops. Projekt Evil beginning to obviously make do of Cutting Edge's mistakes and definitely making them pay for every single one of them. It seems that Cutting Edge, for the most part, I mean, they've had some good moments here and there, and they've obviously been able to hold down some hill control. It's just when it comes into their overall breaks, just no one is there. Like that play is fantastic that you know, Kerman's at making, but there's no one here. There's no one there to kind of set up and try to push with him. Cutting Edge have had their moments, but they've not been working as a team, and it's a team game when it comes into hardpoint. Projekt Evil definitely showing such. As they're only going to need a few more seconds to close out this particular match. Rotation getting ready to come in here after a few more seconds. And it looks like it is going to be Projekt Evil yet again who are going to be on that rotation here toward Drill. Take some streaks, maybe even a payload or two might come into play. Hugs ends up finding Ghost in that particular one. Fraggy can come behind. Only 2 more seconds left. Fraggy's got to get in. Can he get here in time? But no, not going to happen. 100-point club coming into effect as Projekt Evil will take map number 1 at 250 to 95. You're going to see Hugs in the round-ending kill cam. Finding one player all by himself. Like I said, it was some great plays that we ended up seeing from the side of Cutting Edge. At times, it was just, for the most part, the side of Projekt Evil was just making a number of different plays off of their mistakes. And I got to say, it was not exactly the a potential thing that I like to see from a team like Cutting Edge. You know, granted they had some good moments here and there, but it's just whenever they were making highlight plays, they weren't doing it as a team. So we'll have to see how that does factor into our next match, which is going to be over on S&D Breakout. Actually, one of the newest maps added to the competitive rotation, so we'll see how both of those teams do line out when it comes down to that, how they've been grinding, how they've been practicing since the new update has come into play. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We've got map 2 between Projekt Evil and Cutting Edge when we come back. Welcome everyone back to the Europa Games Orlando $10,000 Infinite Warfare 4 versus 4 tournament. Myself, Lando, going to be guiding you guys through the action so far throughout this weekend. We've had a great day number 1, and looks like we could potentially be closing it out here as our final series is currently going underway. We've got Projekt Evil going up against Cutting Edge. It's been a fantastic match up to this point. Projekt Evil winning that first game in a 100-point club fashion, looking very strong when it comes down to the respawns. Question being, how does Cutting Edge respond back to that? How does their communication, how does their teamwork come into play when they're in a situation where they need to clutch up and their backs are against the wall, to say the least? So let's go and hop in here toward our rig draft to see how things are currently lining up and to see how potentially the side of Cutting Edge can maybe try to get a little bit of a strategy play into making an impact on the Projekt Evil lineup. Except for the side of Cutting Edge, looks like only difference is actually that Centurion actually coming in there from Fraggy. Centurion, it's hard to earn, but once you get it, it's very, very useful. Essentially, it comes down to a permanent trophy, which will take down grenades, takes down lethal tactical stuff along those lines. So very, very useful, and will often distract the enemy. Kind of acts as a permanent EMP grenade for the most part. So, obviously, you can see a shot of both teams. That's going to be Cutting Edge right there. That's going to be Projekt Evil. Projekt Evil trying to close this one out. They've had a solid day number 1. They want to obviously close this one out in a 2-0 fashion. We'll see what Cutting Edge can potentially provide. As like I said earlier, one of the newest maps added to the competitive rotation, Breakout, Search, and Destroy. It's a great hardpoint map. We'll see how it obviously plays out in some Search and Destroy. This is obviously actually one of the first tournaments where this map has actually been used in competitive play, so most likely the first time that either of these teams have played this map in this particular game mode on LAN. Both bombs going to be separated. Both play pretty differently. B is going to be a lot harder to hit. A, pretty aggressive for the most part. A lot of wall runs to be looking at as well. As we're going to be on board with Projekt Evil here off the start. Lisp Zeus, early gun engagement. That's unfortunate. Bomb going to act as a shield. And Durpin's going to be here for the early plant down. And honestly, if Durpin's able to at least get that bomb down, that would be huge for his overall score toward his payload. As you're going to see, he's going to be about maybe a fourth away from the overdrive already after just one plant. Bomb is down, 2 versus 3 retake, or excuse me, 3 versus 2 retake coming in for Cutting Edge. Riku's here, actually gets in a great line sight as they're going to try to pinch in from all angles. 2 versus 2, 1 on the wall run right now. Durpin is going to be here from behind. Give me 1, give me 2. No, not going to be home. Hugs just has to play the time. 18 seconds left. Can he win the gunfight? But no, it's not going to be home. Krim will clutch up in the end and is going to find the defusal there as well. Finds 2 kills in the round. And also gets the defuse, like I said, already halfway toward his active camo, and that's only 1 round in the books. Looking good if you're Cutting Edge. That's the one player that you want to go off if you're Cutting Edge. Krim, very, very, very useful payload is that active camo. So with that, we'll obviously see how things do line up here in our second round. Cutting Edge getting some much-needed momentum after that beating they ended up having after that first hard point. Riku, guy had a very slow start, 8 and 18 in that hard point, I believe. Definitely want to see him have a good performance if you're Cutting Edge. Currently watching over towards Showers. This is a very common angle for a lot of offensive teams to try and hold. Just trying to find that first blood. When you're the offensive team, that first blood is crucial, and unfortunately for Cutting Edge, they are part of that first blood. Immediate 3 versus 4. Responded back there. Nice shots coming in from Krim on Durpin. Zeus is there to respond. 2v3 now. Fraggy up top. Player in Showers as he realizes he's there, but no, he's not able to clean that one up. Riku's going to be left all by himself. Projekt Evil do a great job at holding every angle they need to. And that's the unfortunate part when it comes down to offense on this particular map, is that not a whole lot of strategies are developed yet. Since it's a new map, not a whole lot of teams know exactly where to push exactly. So with that, we are currently lined up at 1 round apiece. I'm going to go on board with Zeus here. Main bomb carrier when it comes down to Projekt Evil. Main objective man as well. We'll see what his team can provide, a similar offensive strategy to what one we saw last round, but this time, Projekt Evil being very aggressive. Durpin finds that one off the start, but Fraggy is there holding that angle on the bomb. Two go down quick. Half the lobby's dropped in a matter of seconds, and now Durpin with that bomb in his hands. Question is, do they make the full rotation around? It looks like that's what they do have in mind. Ghost and Krim looking inside that backside. And they're going to be on the chase. You can see currently on the mini-map right now. Ghost going to be on a perfect flank. But how is the timing going to work out? Bomb is down. Overdrive earned for Durpin. And Hugs in back garage is going to get met with one player. Erad versus NV4. Erad will win that one up close every time. Durpin versus Ghost. 1v1. Ghost has been on this flank for a while. Question is, how does he engage this one? I believe Durpin actually ends up using the overdrive in this particular play. He's going to find himself in a great spot, but the Erad shots, he needs to be more conservative with those shots. He uses the overdrive already. And he really needs to stay alive because there's only a few seconds left in Ghost. The time is going to run out. He's not going to have enough time to defuse the bombs. This round, regardless of the kills, is going to go in Projekt Evil's way. Insult to injury as the salute will come in. Projekt Evil now going to be up 2 rounds to 1. Granted, the overdrive, it's a risky usage in that particular play there from Durpin, but it'll work out. Hot players so far. 7-2 for Durpin for Projekt Evil. Looking solid up to this point. I talked about Riku's slow start for Cutting Edge in that first game. Currently sitting at 0-3. Granted, he is the objective man. You can obviously give him quite a bit of slack for that, but we'll see if he can try to get a few kills on the board as this push potentially could happen. This is the exact same thing that we saw from Cutting Edge, and they got absolutely destroyed in their prior offensive round. We'll see if they can put anything together this time. Player lingering through middle. That's going to be Durpin, just trying to cause a little bit of an issue in that setup. Nice shot there coming in from Durpin. He'll quickly be responded. 2 versus 3 now. Riku still yet to find a kill. His teammates trying to make somewhat of an impact. Tags some shots from behind, but he'll drop Fraggy now all by himself. 1v3. Not going to happen. Projekt Evil winning back-to-back-to-back rounds, looking solid right now. As Tempo will tag shots into the final 3 players. So this will get stats for the final 2. It's Cutting Edge up to this point. You got to imagine what the comms are probably like right now. Realize that they do and have lost that first map. They're down 2 rounds at the moment. How do they bring this one back when their backs are against the wall like this? That in-game leader, that captain role, meaning so much. What's their mindset at the moment? Is that wall run never going to work out for you? 3 go down. Krim now all by himself. With an all to do. 1v2 now. Krim receiving some shots. Unfortunately, that play will work out quite a bit. It was a smart play there from Krim, but it's just his teammates are dropping so quick. The wall run was really quite unnecessary in that particular play. It seems that Cutting Edge are starting to get a little bit desperate, and the side of Projekt Evil is obviously being aware of such. There's the nice little taunts that are coming out. You can see the money. Well, all players are here for, and the love of the game, of course. Looks like we're finally going to see a potential B hit, and it looks like the side of Projekt Evil is ready and waiting for that, doing a 2-2 split over to either side. Durpin actually making his way through middle, so kind of a 2-1-1 in sports terms. Riku and Nate toward those stairs. That's definitely going to give an opportunity away. Projekt Evil knows exactly where these players are. Nice shots there from Lisp Zeus. Trying to get any hit markers he possibly can through that wall. This is going to be a 3 versus 3. Riku just calling out to his teammates, making sure that no one is coming from that flank. Both players, Fraggy and Krim, playing very, very passive right now. Both teams looking for a pick. 38 seconds left here in this round number 6. Nice angle there from Krim, actually. Actually, he shoots a few excess shots there. Just got to be careful with that trigger discipline. Player to his left and his right. Uses the bomb as cover, but unfortunately, the clock's going to come in. 2v3. Not a whole lot of time left to plant this bomb down. Cutting Edge, you've waited way too long, and unfortunately, They're going to drop. Player flies through the window as Projekt Evil now going to be 1 round away from closing out this series. In that particular spot, Cutting Edge, they just waited way too long to make a play. They were trying to find the pick, and I think everyone was just aware and communicating. But the play to make it happen just wasn't there. Cutting Edge with an all to do. They do have defense, so there is at least one remaining thing for them at the moment. And unfortunately for them, they are going to choose the wrong bomb site. Send a 4-hit toward A. Projekt Evil aware of such. Make a great call here, and actually going to get this one down on B shortly. It's going to be Hugs going to get the bomb down. Durpin casually sitting at 10 and 5, having a fantastic game. He's going to be in a great angle to actually watch these stairs. That pinch tries to come in. Durpin's going to be ready and waiting for that. A lot of communication actually going to be earned from this particular spot. And here comes some streaks instead of Cutting Edge. Fraggy will fall despite being inside. That's actually an angle you're not supposed to be killed from, but great streak usage there from Projekt Evil. 2v3, not a whole lot of time. Streaks continue to fall down, and Riku, man who's struggled so far throughout this game, has to make a miracle happen. He's nowhere near the bomb. And this should be about it. Kill comes through, and that's going to do it. Projekt Evil have a fantastic series, and they're going to win this one at 2-0, closing out this search and destroy 6 rounds to 1. So massive credit, obviously, to the side of Cutting Edge, but in the end, Projekt Evil just looked way too strong in the end. We ended up seeing, Riku not really had the greatest of performances in both the search and destroy as well as the hard point. But regardless, it's a solid matchup to say the least, and I believe tomorrow we do have set up Projekt Evil facing off against Rogue in our winners round 4. Some fantastic matches actually still to line us out for tomorrow, but that is going to conclude day number 1 here from Europa Games Orlando, the $10,000 Infinite Warfare Tournament. I want to give a massive shout out before we do close out the stream to our sponsors, AIM Controllers, Origin PC, Leveled, Acquire, and Zowie, a brand by BenQ. You can obviously see, and feel free if you guys do or aren't able to maybe even be here live in the venue tomorrow, you can obviously watch on twitch.tv/UMG events. And that is actually where we're streaming everything at. So if you guys are curious, you can obviously tune in there as well. But guys, it's been a fantastic day, number 1, really, I guess you could say. It's been an awesome experience, to be honest with you. We've seen some pretty good Call of Duty action so far, to say the least. But guys, we do have another great day of Call of Duty action coming tomorrow. See you guys live tomorrow. See you soon.